Apologies about my slight disconnect there, I do apologise, that was my fault entirely. But we have got Crushable first out on track, so welcome back to Formula Renault series here for Project Cars. Season 4 round 1 at Hockenheim. Crushable then, coming down into turn 7 on his lap so far, but we're not clear on how his first sector went, but looking quite strong so far. Into Mercedes at turn 8. Car number 12 he is running, opens up the DRS. Yes, there is DRS in these cars, I have totally forgot that there was. Crushable then, down into Sachs Curve at turn 12. I'll give you some engine noise as well during the course of this qualifying session. 10 minutes worth of qualifying, you haven't missed much, nobody has set any lap times. Crushable was first out on track, he's now coming around the final couple of corners now. Through turn 16, very quick through there. Let's see how this bears up to my practice time of a 29.8. 25.6, so my lap time definitely not applicable here in Formula Renaults. But we have got other drivers out on track as well. I'm trying to pick up on somebody that's about to come through the final couple of corners. Alan Kay is about to come through the final couple of corners. There's a car off in the background at Sachs Curve. There's another car going off there at turn 11. So clearly some trouble for some of the drivers here out on track. I think Casper might have been one of the ones that went off. Alan Kate goes second with his lap, 34.8. Tasty where he comes across the line. Yeah, Casper was one of those drivers that went off. He must have been the driver that went off at turn 10. So the Finn, turn 11, sorry. Casper going to be continuing on with this lap, it seems. Coming around the final corner. McKinnon Few goes second. Molly Matt is in third at the moment. Pushball at the top of the timing screen. Casper has invalidated that lap. Charlie on a lap in the Dombreville liveried car. He has got Crushable, I think, just in behind him. Crushable might just have to back off there. Charlie now coming through the final couple of corners. That is Crushable behind. Charlie now runs wide a little bit, trying to get the entry out of turn 12 at Sachs Curve. Now through 13 and 14, which is 3 corners that on the official F1 map, but definitely not. Charlie now through Sub Curve at turn 16. Charlie about to come across the line to set his first lap of the session, and he goes fourth with a 131.1. Crushable clearly out on top. Andy and May is still in the pits. Aguilera having a bit of a moment there at turn 6, the new driver who has been part of Gavra Academy before, which is where you might recognise him from. I certainly do anyways. Aguilera clearly having some sort of trouble. Here's Alan Kay is invalidated, and Aguilera goes wide, and once again not finding himself at home, it seems, for these cars. In the other Dombreville car, of course, the other car being Charlie in the team Dombreville. Now comes through. Molly Matt is also invalidated his lap time. We'll watch on board with Aguilera though, coming through the final couple of corners. Casper, in fact, is just ahead of him out on track in the D-Box liveried car. We're already halfway through qualifying, you haven't missed much. Crushable out on top, I think that's Alan Kay in second. Sorry, that's Sinclair in second in the Panasonic car. Casper coming across the line, goes P6 with a 31.5, so the Finn, nice representative time there. Molly Matt coming on the mic there for a moment. So Andy at the pits, Aguilera has invalidated that lap, but Crushable out on top, Sinclair second, McKinnon Few third, Molly Matt in fourth, struggling with the car it seems. Aguilera, I think that was going for a bit of a spin there through turn 2. Charlie's in 5th. Is he improving on his lap? I wonder. Let's have a look. In the Dombreville livery car number 14. Charlie now through the final couple of corners. And 15 and 16. May's still in the pitch. Probably going to go for one run, I would imagine. Charlie about to come across the line. And no improvement on that by Charlie. Andy on an out lap, trying to get his tyres warm. Tyres will, of course, be running at a much colder temperature for those drivers that have came out of the pits. They normally get warmed up around a lap and a half into a specific lap. Out when you're out on track even. Alan Kay is invalidated. Andy better go for a lap. Aguilera is on a lap though, the Spaniard. See how he's getting on through the final couple of corners. He comes into sector 3. Ooh! Who was that moving across the line? Who was that moving across? Molly Matt moving across on Aguilera. Clearly no room at the end there. Aguilera's repaired his car. They're both coming out of the pits now. That will have to be looked into for sure by the stewards. Looked like Molly Matt had a bit of a mistake out of turn 11. Aguilera, the wrong place at the wrong time it seems, and the Spaniard not happy with that. He is going to let through Molly Matt. Bit of drama going on here early on in Project Cars qualifying. With 2 minutes and 40 left, they've got to get on for another lap. If they want to get round, they've got to get on for another lap very, very soon indeed. Casper's involved there at this lap, but Crusher Bro currently out in front here in qualifying. McKinley for you second, Sinclair in third, Taze Leroy fourth, Molly Matt in fifth, Charlie, Casper, Alan Kay. See if Alan Kay is improving through the middle sector. How the Irishman's getting on, locks up. Nice thing to turn out though, catches the curb nicely. Doesn't want to override the curb too much there in the Renault Sport car. Car number 1. You're hoping that his car number will represent himself into results here tonight. And maybe even become a champion in Project Cars. Who knows what is going to unfold in the next 8 weeks or so of Project Cars. And this is going to go right before Christmas. So you're going to be in for a right royal treat. On that, Alan Kay just running over the curb slightly. Taze Leroy and McKinley have had lap times invalidated as a result. Alan Kay now coming around the final couple of corners. Who turned 16 and now across the line, and he does improve. Doesn't improve his position, but much closer to Casper. Nice lap there by the Irishman. 6.1 seconds off Crusher Bro. It's to be expected, I think, in qualifying though, given Crusher Bro's pace. Normally in qualifying. Andy having a bit of a twitch at the final couple of corners. Might be preparing for a lap here actually, Andy. Comes across the line, looks like he sets a banker lap of a 1:40.3 for the Scotsman. Coming around turn 1, looking nice there. Mays is coming through. It's like Aguilera again struggles with the car slightly. Right on board with Mays, who I think is on a lap. He's just through the end of the middle sector. Still yet to set a time. Aguilera as well, still yet to set the time there out on track as well. Of course, his moment with Molly Matt earlier on in the session we'll have a look at. McKinley has gone second, but Sinclair is now third. So McKinley has actually jumped up there on Sinclair. I've just noticed that. In the Remco livery car though, May is coming across the line and jumps up into ninth and goes ahead of Andy. Nice lap there actually by Mays, as we see Andy just losing it into the wall at turn 7. I have a feeling that is his qualifying done. Oh my goodness me. Who is he coming across there? A lot of strange things going on here in Project Cars 2, to be honest, here tonight. Might be a few stupid investigations after this. Crusher Bro better come across the line just in time for another lap. I don't think he needs it though. 3/10 up on that lap and he improves to 25.2. So the Norwegian looking dominant again here in qualifying, as is normal really for TT_Project Cars. Quite a few drivers now will have to up their game if they want to get to him. Sinclair has lost his front wing. It was contact actually with Sinclair that Andy had. Sinclair with no front wing as a result. Two Scotsmen will feel heavily adjudged by that, I think. Hopefully they'll sort out their differences soon, but Sinclair certainly has got no front wing and he's about to come across the line now. Molly Matt is back into the pit lane. Sinclair not improving as a result of that broken front wing. Charlie is also into the pits. May's on a lap. Looks like he might be one of the final ones to come across the line. It might be Taze Leroy, in fact, that's going to be last across the line. May's then around the final couple of corners in the Remco livery car, hoping to improve on this lap of a 1:35.1. Should improve coming across the line, and he does. He goes 7th, 31.3. Very close there to Molly Matt's time. No. What are you improving? Taze Leroy now about to come across the line. And he's across the line. He improves, but not improving a position. 29.5 there from Taze Leroy. Good improvement. John McKinley was also improved, by the way. 28 flat. Crusher Bro across the line. Doesn't go quicker. So 25.2 from Crusher Bro. 24.8. He has improved right at the end there. So Crusher Bro takes it, 24.8. McKinley, Sinclair, Charlie, Taze Leroy the top 5. Molly Matt, Mays, Casper, Alan Kay, Aguilera the top 10. Andy in 11th. Theo Daly not competing, possibly due to disconnection. Due to poor connection that hopefully he will get sorted out, maybe even for race 2 and maybe next week. So coming into round 1 of Formula Renault, you saw how unpredictable it was earlier on with the Racing Roulette. Let's see how unpredictable it'll be with the Formula Renaults, because the Formula Renaults now taking part, of course, as our main series, taking over from the cars that we had last season. Of course, that was the if I can remember, yeah, the Renault Renault RSL1s. Goodness me. God, I knew they were Renault, but I didn't know which Renault they were. But Renault RSL1, that's what your mind does to you when you're not commentating on project cars in quite a few weeks. Apologies about forgetting about that, but anyways, we get straight into the action. Oh, I need to get the speedo on the map up. There we go. So 15 minutes worth of action, about a kick going here for Formula Renaults. Lights on, away we go. Everyone has got off to a good start. Everyone is off the line at least this time. Push the ball then down into turn 1. McIntyre and Allen and Sinclair go side by side through turn 1. Has everyone looked out of turn 1? Sinclair running very wide. There's been a bit of contact further behind. There's a front wing flying off in the background. I'm not sure who that might be off. That looked like it might have been off Andy actually on the outside, but didn't catch that. Crusher Bro leads the way. McIntyre will try and chase him down through Parabolica for the first time. We get up into 6th gear, running at nearly 9,000 RPM down into the braking zone. Already had a disconnect from the session. Not sure who that was. I'll pick up on that very soon indeed. But Crusher Bro leads. The side-by-side action in behind though. Charlie and Sinclair this is. Going side by side, and Charlie's got the move done in the Don Reveal liveried car. He's up to P3. Charlie up to P3. Casper's right behind as well. Down into turn 8 a Mercedes, and Sinclair gets a move done. Casper's around the outside of Charlie. Seems to be struggling through that section. Car number 14. Mason 6th, Alan Kane 7th, Aguilera 8th, Andy in 9th, and Molly Matt running around with one wheel. And Andy running around with no front wing. It's Taze Leroy who was disconnected and has left the session. So Taze Leroy leaving the session after early contact. Obviously irreplaceable damage. I think it must have been for Taze Leroy. Molly Matt's continuing on with one wheel. Let's see how this is going to pan out, because he's only at the hairpin. I would strongly advise he actually retires from the race, because Crusher Bro is already coming, and he's already coming quick. On to lap 2, 30.0 for Crusher Bro on that last lap, 25.2 it was. McIntyre just ran wide down in the background a shot through turn 2. Sinclair in P3, Casper in P4, Charlie P5. May's getting hunted down by Alan Kay. The Renault Sport livery against the Remco livery. May's trying to hold the position here from Alan Kay. Must be plenty of improvements here. We'll see how Molly Matt is going to be dealt with here. Is he going to get out of the way of... Well, he's going to struggle to get out of the way of everyone. He is on the racing line. This is going to cause a few problems, I think. He gets out of the way. He is on the racing line on the inside of turn 7. This is going to be a bit of a troublesome area. Hopefully everyone takes avoiding action, and they do respectively. Oh, Molly Matt just needs to get off the racing line. Yeah, he's going to hold them up on the inside. That's amazing. Alan Kay being held up. He is trying his best to get that car round into the pits. Andy is into the pits in the meantime. That's what we would like to see. A car with 3 wheels going round out on track. Aguilera's next up for him. And he's actually been into the pits early on. So hopefully Molly Matt will be fine and get into the pits before Aguilera gets around once again. But back to the lead. Crusher Bro leads at the end of lap 2. 26.2 that was from Crusher Bro. About a second, 1.4, 1.5 seconds off his qualifying time. The Crusher Bro leads the way. McIntyre 5.3 seconds in behind in second, doing a good job so far. Sinclair now third, as Casper was third. Sinclair now into third, so the Panasonic liveried car is into P3. Casper just having a bit of a run there out of turn 2. Charlie out of turn 2 as well in 5th. Mays in 6th and Alan Kay in 7th, so this is the battle we want to be on board with, Alan Kay and Mays. These two will probably be in a party with each other. Fastest lap from Crusher Bro last time around the 26.2. Don't read the rest feed as it was, because that's from qualifying. Mays now on the inside, Alan Kay on the inside line, Mays on the outside line down into the hairpin. They give each other plenty of respect. Mays holds the position, Alan Kay, though, very, very close behind him. And Charlie's closing on Casper as well, just ahead. But Charlie now about a second off Casper. Was 5/10 briefly for a second there. The Crushable leads the way. And McKinder for you in second. These guys better come around across the line. Crushable. Apologies. Crushable coming across the line to start lap 4. He leads the way here. McKinder for you in second. With Alan Kay in third. Bit of timing glitch going on once again here. Casper 4th, Charlie in 5th. Mason 6th, Alan Kay in 7th. Aguilera 8th, Molly Matt being repaired in the pits. And Andy is also into the pits as well. So Andy and Molly Matt into the pit lane. And P9 and P10 respectively. But Crushable dominating out in front. We'll run on board them with that battle for 6th place between Mays and Alan Kay. Mays having the measure of Alan Kay currently. He runs wide through turn 1. And there's Andy coming out of the pits, I do believe, just in behind him as well. Hopefully everyone enjoying the action so far out on track. I certainly am. And it should be very good action to follow here, of course, for race 2, which will come after this, as Mays hunted down once again by Alan Kay, keeping him at threat, and it's looking quite good so far from these two. Mays keeping him at bay. A bit of a disconnect, going on there. I do apologise. It might have been a bit of a lag, but I was getting up the car. Oh, and Charlie and Casper having a bit of a battle here. Through into turn 8, and Charlie trying to get the move done now, I think, down the inside of turn 8. Casper still holding firm in a D-box liveried car. Charlie, of course, on that dumb reveal. And Casper leads the way. Oh, Casper's ran wide. He's off a tax curve, similar to what we saw with Vettel in real life Formula 1. Casper not going into the wall, however, and he's recovered the car out of the gravel. He's now gets on back into P5, but that is costly for the Finn. But he should feel that he is quite at home. Just got to make sure he gets his turn in right. And Casper, yeah, just trying to warm up his tyres. Of course, it's been in gravel. Casper now warming up the tyres. Through turn 1 he goes. Looking at nice and attacking like, and he will try and begin to hunt down Charlie once again. Interesting to see how he recovers. Mays and Alan Kay now pretty much side by side out of turn 1. Alan Kay with a better run. Going around the outside into turn 2 possibly. A little bit of a lock up there from Alan Kay. Mays holding firm once again. And that Remco liveried car hanging on out in front in P6 currently. Alan Kay chasing them down in P7 in the Renault Sport car. Both of them driving well so far. Everyone driving well so far. Those that remain out on track. Of course, we did lose Taze Leroy after that lap 1 contact, and that lap 1 of contact, of course, will be investigated by the stewarding team here at TT_Project Cars. And I'm surely stream will obviously get a look at as well, especially with relation to the qualifying incident between Molly Matt and Aguilera, I do believe it was. So correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure that will get investigated as well. We're nearly halfway through. Crushable leads the way onto lap 6, dominating the Norwegian in the Norwego car on number 12. Kinder for you in second, 10 seconds behind him, 10 seconds ahead of those Sinclair, who's having a nice lonely race there in third. Improves on his personal best and is 8/10 quicker on that personal best lap, so nice lap there by him. Charlie coming across the line in fourth, still being hunted down by Casper, and as a result of that mistake, Casper really getting going now and pretty much going to be running in the dirt. Yeah, very soon. Oh my god, how's he recovered that? How on earth has the Finn recovered that? That is the second time I think we've seen in a week Casper recover a car like that. That's fantastic recovery. That was inevitably going to be ending up in the wall, but the Finn has somehow recovered that and is still on the back of Charlie for P4 out on track. And you never know if Casper gets past him and Charlie just beats a retreat slightly, and Casper's got the pace. He could try and close in on Sinclair for a possible podium spot. So Casper definitely having good luck, good fortune so far here tonight. Alan Kay and May is still getting very close into the hairpin. May is still holding firm on Alan Kay in P6. Alan Kay in P7. Behind nearly on Alan Kay. He's more than 30 seconds behind. In fact, 35 seconds I make that out as between Alan Kay and Aguilera. And Andy and Molly Matt, of course, have been in the pits. Molly Matt lapping faster than Andy. Andy's been making a few mistakes, I fear, out on track. But it is getting very close between the battles between 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th. But we'll bring you as much action as possible. Casper though closing in, and just when he closes in he runs wide at sub curve at turn 16. Gets a bit of a weave on to try and remove the gravel from the tyres. And Casper again, this time doesn't go for a little bit of a half spin. Mays improved it, 10th of a second up on his personal best lap there, so Mays improving. Alan Kay with a 31.7, slightly quicker last time. The Irishman. Now he tries to close in, down on the brakes into turn 2. Not going to be close enough, I fear. Let's go on board then with Alan Kay, who's right on the back of Mays. In the slipstream now, the Irishman. Beautiful shots running down. The 10 minutes through here in the 15-minute race for round 1 of the Formula Renault series. The Pushbro leads the way, McIntyre in 2nd, with Sinclair in 3rd, Charlie 4th, Casper 5th. Alan Kay is hunting down Mays for 6th. Mays is currently in 6th, Alan Kay 7th. And Sagwalator, Andy and Molly Matt out on track. Let's go on board then with the leader. See how he's doing. He's through turn 2. He's on to lap 8 here. Take the trackside cam once again. And the Pushbro leads the way. 14 seconds the gap. Norwegian has dominated once again. Could take a Grand Slam of victories, I fear, here tonight. Pushbro leads, McIntyre 2nd, Sinclair 3rd, Charlie 4th. Again being hunted down by Casper, but once Casper gets within the dirty air of Charlie, seems like Casper does struggle a little bit, and he is a little bit down on that time compared to Charlie. Might have been from the run wide earlier on that lap. Mason Allen Kay still 5th and 6th out on track. That is Andy just in behind them out on track. But Mason Alan Kay again getting a better run out of turn 1 than Mays. Maybe the straight is not long enough because he'd be right on top of him down into the braking zone and pretty much shot that right there. Mason Alan Kay. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Alan Kay takes the wider line. Make sure he gets the run off though. A little bit of a warning coming up there on the side of Alan Kay. We'll go back on board though. If we can sort out the cameras, we'll go back on board with Alan Kay. This is looking quite close now. Down into the hairpin. Tries to think of a move. Not going to be quite, but make sure he gets the car stopped nicely out on track. And Mays with a quick run out of the hairpin just really puts the power down. Rolls it out of the hairpin at turn 6. To turn 7 to go. And Alan Kay maybe just trying to hunt him down and trying to exploit a weakness there out of Mays. Really quicker through that section of the track. Casper, in the meantime, is hunting down Charlie once again. Separated by about a second, and again Casper makes another mistake and he goes for a spin this time as well. It's a costly spin for the Finn. On the port, no, I know it sadly, but Casper has spun out in front of Alan Kay and Mays, who are fighting out for P6 and P7. We'll go back on board with that battle. Casper has recovered the car, however. Just got to maintain it within the white lines now to hold on for P6. Nobody has picked up penalties so far, which is good to see. Crusher, by the way, is through that final sector. He is going into turn 12, into Sachs Curve now. Mays and Alan Kay just going through turn 1, and now Andy closing in on this as well. So these three, Andy looking to be unlapped here on these two. Alan Kay just has a touch of a lock up there. Nearly going into the back of Mays, but nicely controlled under the brakes there by Alan Kay. Alan Kay now trying to hunt down Mays. This is looking... He's now coming down the straight. We're on board with Mays. Alan Kay now side by side alongside him. Can the Irishman get him done on the brakes at the hairpin? Mays, I fear, with the traction is going to get the move done once again around the outside, exactly how I imagined it to. Mays has got the move done, but Alan Kay, can he follow up to run through turn 7, I wonder? He does. He gets a little bit closer. And he's right on the back of these two as well. We are approaching towards the end of the race. Crusher Bro is on the penultimate lap of the race. 1:24.9 last time around. Setting qualifying style laps here is Crusher Bro. Molly Matt, I think that is, just ahead of him out on track. Yep, that is Molly Matt just ahead of him out on track. But Crusher Bro leads the way, and we'll still run on board them with this battle for 6th. This hotly contested battle between Mays and Alan Kay. No love lost between these two. 5/10's pretty much been the constant between these two throughout the action out on track. With a minute to go, Crusher Bro leads, McIntyre 2nd, Sinclair in 3rd. They look wrapped up, signed, sealed and delivered for third, for second and third that is. Charlie and Casper. Casper now trying to hunt down Charlie, who I think has just made a slight mistake there actually. Charlie on Casper. Oh, and Alan K down the inside of Maze. Gets the move done. Finally commits the move. Maze is down the inside though and fights back. These two side by side now. Split apart on the track. Maze and Alan K. I think Alan K is going to have the inside run. 5,000s, 12,000s, 15,000s now separating down the straight. Alan K on the inside line. Can he commit the move down the inside? Maze again holds around the outside. Alan K. Oh! Catches the curve on the inside. Applies the power too much and he goes for a bit of a half spin. Luckily no damage there for Alan K. To shame. He possibly could have got that move done as well. Crusher Ball onto the final lap of the race. 24.8. 25 flat, sorry, his last lap from Crusher Ball. It's been dominating drive so far out on track. And it's going to be so far Grand Slam of victories as well for Crusher Ball. He manages to complete the final lap in peace, and he is 25 seconds ahead of McKinnon Few. Just comes to show the domination that the Norwegian is showing. Step up any challenges, I think, is the best thing that we can take out of race 1 here. Crusher Ball, of course, will be starting the reverse race in last. Crusher Ball will be starting that reverse race in last. So Crusher Ball going through the final couple of corners now, turn 15 and 16 away for the defending champion of Project Cars. He's going to make it 2 wins in a row here tonight. 1 in the Racing Roulette and now 1 in the Formula Reynolds. Crusher Ball takes it easily out in front. And he doesn't set a new fastest lap of the race, I'm afraid, at the end of that. Molly Matt is disconnected from 10th position. That is a shame. McKinnon Few then through Sachs Curve is going to be coming across the line in P2. We are getting the driver just in front about to come across the line now. That is Aguilera about to come across the line. He sets out onto his final lap, I do believe. He's been lapped, sorry, I do apologise. Aguilera across the line in 8th. McKinnon Few across the line in 2nd. Sinclair's going to be coming across the line in 3rd as well. So the podiums are going to be Crusher Ball, McKinnon Few and Sinclair. Obviously early contact will be investigated here tonight. Of course, don't like to see drivers making contact out on track. That's why I try to focus on as much action as possible for you guys, the viewers who are tuning in tonight for Project Cars. Sinclair across the line now in 3rd. Charlie about to come across the line into 4th. All the way from Casper over the last couple of laps or so. Made a mistake last time around. But Charlie coming across the line to pick up, I think, his best position, scoring Project Cars too. Fantastic stuff from Charlie. Comes across the line to finish 4th. Casper across the line in 5th. Costly on the final lap there. And picks up a penalty as well. Mays about to come across the line in P6. Alan Kay with no front wing. Not sure what has happened to him out on track on the final lap or so. But the Irishman is going to be home in 7th. He should be very happy with his performance. And he should be very happy with his pace as well going into race 2. Alan Kay across the line in 7th. But that is it for the Formula Reynolds of race 1. Crusher Ball wins by 28.7 seconds from McKinnon Few in 2nd. Sinclair in 3rd, Charlie in 4th. Casper picked up a 2nd penalty late on due to track limit extension. He's in 5th. Mason 6th, Alan Kay 7th, Aguilera in 8th, and Andy in 9th position, being lapped twice by the leaders. But hopefully Andy will be able to improve his results for race 2. We have lost 2 drivers, of course. Theo Daly and Molly Matt are both out of the session. Of course, I do apologise if there is any disconnects that are going on here tonight for Project Cars. We, of course, make sure that every driver's connections really are as best as they can be. And sadly, it's not the case really in those 2 cases. But 15 minutes worth of action now about to get going. I thought we were going to have 24 hours worth of qualifying there. That was strange. That just came up on my screen, 24 hours worth of qualifying. I don't think the drivers would have been happy with that. 15 minutes worth of action though here for race 2, the reverse grid race for TT Project Cars, the Formula Renault series. And just give you a bit more facts about the car: 187 mile an hour, 2.9 seconds, 530 brake horsepower, weighing 1.4 tons in weight. 6-speed sequential and it's a V8 gearbox. Cornering speed very quick. Controlling ability, I think easier than what it suggests there. It was 2 out of 3 I think it's 1 out of 3 personally. I can engage with these cars quite well and drive these cars quite well. Pardon me. We are about to get going here for race 2 of tonight's action. Another 15 minutes worth of racing, which means we will be finishing around 9:15 here out on track. Crusher Bro saying that felt good. If you can come from last to first, like we've seen plenty of times last season, Crusher Bro should be able to make it this season. I'm just getting up the message I received about the provisional calendar, which is looking like the calendar for this season. Coming up next week, I will tell you at the end of the session. I'm just getting up for my benefit. There we go. I've got the calendar up for next season. But Sinclair out on top. It's a random grid race. I do apologise. Sinclair, Andy, McKinder for you, Crusher Bro, Maze, Charlie, Aguilera, Casper, and Alan K. The 9 that remain going to be competing here tonight for S2. Better get going here for race 2. Light sequence is on. And lights out, away we go. Drive through penalty for Andy for a jump start. He leads. We're going down into turn 1. Crusher Bro already up 2 positions, up into 3rd. McKinder for you and Aguilera running wide there at turn 1. Everyone's through turn 1 safety. That's the first time we've seen it. Oh, a little bit of contact in the background. That's between Casper and Maze, that was. 2 D-box of cars. Casper on the inside, caused a bit of a concertina. Molly Mathers joined, bit too late. Shame. Aguilera down into P9 early on. Andy, so drive-through penalty for him. He leads the way. Sinclair in 2nd. Crusher Bro in 3rd. McKinder for you in 4th. Pretty much as you were last time around. Crusher Bro up the inside. Gets the move done. Signed, sealed and delivered. And now Andy. A little bit of contact there in the background. Charlie just running slightly wide, being overtaken by Casper. Andy running wide once again. Is he going to let through his teammate? No, he's defending the position as well. McKinder for you now capitalises on a mistake by Sinclair. McKinder for you now into 3rd. A nice clean start to race 2. That's what we like to see. Crusher Bro leads the way. Andy in 2nd. McKinder for you in 3rd. Full field separated by 7 seconds. Oh, and that's Andy ran in the background. Sorry, Sinclair ran in the background. Covers the car. He's off track. He's on the grass. He's going to rejoin in a very safe manner here. And he rejoined to the back of the field. Good sportsmanship shown there by the Scotsman. There's been a little bit of contact in the background. I have a feeling that was Aguilera and Casper getting caught up in a bit of contact. So Casper and Aguilera get caught up in contact. Andy's into the pit as a result of that drive-through penalty. But already, Crusher Bro has put the hammer down and is really trying to make a statement here tonight. 4 seconds out in front from McKinder for you in 2nd. Charlie in 3rd. And a good result, good racing so far from Charlie. It's going to be very up there. He's pretty much going to be either 2nd or 3rd in the championship come the end of tonight. Mays up to 4th. Alan Kay in 5th. He's now under pressure from Casper, who runs wide. Molly Matt has left the session. Didn't get in time. Casper and Sinclair though. Going down the straight. Sinclair trying to do a 2-for-1 deal here. And a 2-for-1 deal is exactly what he gets. Because that is phenomenal speed around the outside. Opening up the DRS beautifully, and Sinclair has got the move done. With the DRS open. Fantastic stuff by the Scotsman. 2-for-1. Thank you very much. Buy one get one free there for Sinclair, and he's up to 5th. Brilliant stuff indeed. Crusher Bro still leads the way. 5 seconds the gap. Nearly 3 minutes through here for race 2. The Crusher Bro leads the way. McKinder for you 2nd. Charlie 3rd. Mason 4th. Sinclair in 5th. Gets quite confusing with the TTG names. Casper in 6th, Alan Kay in 7th, Aguilera in 8th, and Andy in 9th as a result of that drive-through penalty. He will begin to make up the ground though eventually, and with him being at the back, he can try and make up places if drivers do make mistakes out on track. But Crusher Bro, 24.8! 24.8 out on track for his first lap, for his 2nd lap even. That's unreal. Alan Kay is into the pit. Not sure if he's picked up any front wing damage. We'll go on board with him, I wonder. Yeah, the Irishman into the pits. Doesn't look like he's got any front wing damage. He's coming into the pit, so he's getting obviously something done here. So Alan Kay into the pits. There'll be a tyre change by the looks as well. He should be coming out of the pits very soon indeed. Yeah, he's going to be out of the pits now. He's going to be released very soon indeed. I'm not sure if they do have to make mandatory pit stops, in fact. Come on, I forgot about that. Crusher Bro though leads the way out in front. So Alan Kay is into the pits for whatever reason. He is now exited his pit box and he's about to exit the pitch there on the mini-map. Everyone's spread out like a washing line currently. With Mays actually under pressure now. Sinclair now pressurising Mays. Get my words out. Sinclair now opening up a bit of DRS down the straight. Oh, Casper's right in the background. He recovers the car just about. Good recovery again by Casper. Good recovery again. Sinclair has got that move done down the inside. I think that was down into turn 1. Capitalises and he's to P4. Mays now down into P5. Casper under attack from Aguileta. Spaniard doing a good job there in 7. Have a better race than race 1, of course. The Spaniard on his debut here in Project Cars, in TG_Project Cars. Might be familiar with him from Gavra Academy. Have been following me around in recent seasons. Now Aguileta with the DRS, not going to go for the move down the inside. Didn't feel he was obliged to go for the inside move. Casper Aguileta a bit slow out of the corner. Didn't get his gears in time there properly, I don't think. And now trying to hunt him down as well. Alan Kay in 9th place. But Crush Bro leads the way. 25.1 last time around. 13 seconds clear. It's pretty much named the distance now, really, for Crusher Bro. He's out in front. We have seen him make very odd mistakes. Quite late on in the season, Alan Kay is off track. Gets out of the way of the leader. Alan Kay gets out of the way there. Crusher Bro is leading. Interfere in 2nd. Charlie in 3rd. Maintaining a good gap, actually, to Mays in behind in 4th. Sinclair in behind in 4th. Mays is now in 5th. It's been dropped by Sinclair. But Charlie doing a good job in 3rd. Of course, next week we will be going to another Formula 1 track in Spa. In Spa, we will be going there and we will be doing the LMP2s. I have it from the provisional calendar. So it should be very interesting to see how the LMP2s get on around there for the racing roulette. And then, of course, for we're going to be doing the Formula 1 around Spa as well. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. I'll have to get my passport out once again. Hopping over the border pretty much. But Crusher Bro leads the way. We approach the halfway stage here in race 2. As Andy and Casper have a bit of a moment coming out the hairpin. Cohen's go flying onto the track. Not a slalom. There's now Cohen's on the track, which could avoid contact, and Casper's wide through turn 7 and through turn 8. Aguileta has been caught up in that as well. So Andy's now into P6 as a result of whatever went on. I didn't catch it on board really. Andy now is into P6 and trying to hunt down Mays, who in turn is trying to hunt down Sinclair, but Sinclair is hunting down Charlie and he's 7 times quicker. 27.4 for Sinclair last time around. We're more than halfway through here in the Renault, in the Formula Renaults. Casper is in 8th position, trying to attack Aguileta down into turn 1. Not going to be close enough, of course. He's about 1.5 seconds off through turn 1. Casper again runs wide at turn 1. We've seen quite a few drivers do that tonight. Crusher Bro leads the way with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the clock. It is a race against time, really, to see how Crusher Bro is going to get on. And, well, name the distance, really, for Crusher Bro, as I said earlier on. Crusher Bro doing a great job out in front. McInderfew is in 2nd, doing a great job. Charlie in 3rd, under pressure now from Sinclair. Only a second separating the Brit and the Scotsman. And it's Mays in 5th, Andy in 6th, Aguileta 7th, Casper in 8th, and Alan Kay as a result of that pit stop in 9th. Not sure if he did pick up any front wing damage. Meant to be seen if anything is said about his pit stop. I have a feeling he might have had some front wing damage that wasn't noticeable, and he might have had to repair the car slightly. That's what I'm under the impression of. Anyways, McKinley for you. Slow out of turn 1, 21.5 seconds. That gap has reduced. That gap has actually increased very considerably over the last lap or so. Sinclair on the back of Charlie. It's going to be very interesting for P3 this. Equaless has gone past Casper further down the field. Casper, I think, has made a mistake out on track. So on board with Sinclair. Using up the DRS. Which I never knew these cars had DRS. I didn't even use it in my time trial lap. Sinclair on the back of Charlie. Charlie defends the line. But Sinclair trying to get the best run out the corner. Out of turn 6 for hairpin. Now to turn 7. Time penalty for pit lane violation for Casper. He's making a pit stop, so Casper into the pits as well. With 5 minutes to go, Crusher Brawl still leads the way. 21.6 seconds. We're 2/3 of the way through. Kinsey's in second, Charlie in third. And you're on board with Sinclair at the minute, who is chasing down Charlie in third. So Sinclair right on the back now of Charlie. It's only 0.6 of a second separating between these two. It's been very consistent throughout between these two. We should be getting, we are getting of course towards the end of the race, and of course I remind you, Spa next week in the LMP2s is the registered track that we're going to, so we are going to be running at the Circuit de Spa Francorchamps, and we will of course reflect on the tragic death of Antoine Hubert for that race, and I will pay a little tribute to him. There's been a moment out of turn 1, somebody's lost a wheel, I do believe, out on track. Sinclair, though, in P3 now. Sinclair's got moved on through turn 1. Charlie now down into P4. Okay, that was spin out the way. Casper's into the pits. There was a wheel missing for somebody out on track. I have a feeling it's Aguilera. It is Aguilera who is missing his right wheel. Aguilera is missing his right wheel. Very costly this. And it looks like he's just going to get out of the way of everyone. And it's going to be a long, long drive home from down into the pit lane. But he's still going there out on track, and that's what we like to see. Persistence pays off. Andy now chasing down Mays. Sector of his Aguilera in the background. We alluded to with his one wheel missing. We saw Money Mass, of course, with that earlier on. But Andy hunting down Mays. 28.5 compared to 30.8 of Mays. That was Andy's lap time. 28.5. Hunting him down. 3/10 up through the personal best through the middle sector. And Andy now trying to get past Mays. Trying to hunt him down. Onto the brakes. Down the inside of turn 12 at Sachs curve, not quite. But Scotsman right on the back of the brakes. And Andy be hoping for a much better result, and this has certainly been a much better race from his point of view compared to where Swarmo was caught up in bits of contact. And Andy now leads the way. There is a car just coming out of the pits. That was Casper just being repaired out of the pits. You might have just heard the engine noise, engine revving up in the background. The Crusher Brawl leads the way. He is through towards the penultimate lap of the race. We're about to start the penultimate lap of the race. Crusher Brawl leads 26.7 seconds now. It's going to be possibly even further than his race 1 win. Crusher Brawl leads the way. McKinley second, doing a great job. Sinclair's now pulled away considerably from Charlie in P3. Charlie's still in P4. On for his best set of results in Project Cars since he joined last season. I think I'm right in saying that. It's been great stuff from Charlie tonight. Mays and Andy have had great races as well. Alan Kay now in 7th as a result of Aguilera's demeanour. And Aguilera, in fact, is only coming through Sector 3, so he might be even overtaken by Casper at this point. But Mays under attack from Andy. Only a 10th separating these two out on track. Coming through. Ooh, very close. Alan Kay in the back. Oh, Andy trying to go from repair down the inside of turn 12 at Sachs curve. Not close enough. Aguilera is going to be overtaken by Casper. There is Casper just coming out of turn 11, well, I say that, he's just had a moment. Casper has just had a moment. Aguilera's struggling to get out of the pits. That's not what you like to see. We'll go back on board then with Andy and Mays. And side by side, Andy's on the inside line. Mays will have to give the benefit of the doubt to, I think, on the brakes. Andy was a bit too deep. Alan Kay just spins there on the inside of the curb. Well, that earlier on with him, in fact. And Alan Kay is actually retired. Sorry, Aguilera, is retired out of the race. Aguilera is out of the race. Casper, another one with one wheel going round. Got to be careful because he's got, I think, Crusherbro coming behind him. No, he hasn't. That is McKinnon for you just coming behind him there. Andy's got the move done on Mays in the meantime. And he is up into P5 now, Andy. Crusherbro then is through Parabolica. And he is about to take the race win once again. 28.7 seconds was his margin in the first race. It's going to be even further this time. Crusherbro now through the middle sector. Once again, floors it off the hairpin. And Crusherbro doing a great job out in front. And is going to take a hat-trick of wins. It's going to be a grand slam of victories for Crusherbro here tonight. McKinnon Hughes in second. Sinclair in third. Charlie still in fourth. Andy now has dropped Mays in fifth. Alan Kay will be coming across the line in seventh very shortly. And Casper's still going round. He's missed the pit lane, but he's still going round with three wheels. Maybe trying to provide me with a little bit of entertainment. But Crusherbro is about to come across the line then. Through turns 15 and 16. Crusherbro, the Norwegian, the defending champ, takes a hat-trick of victories. He's very happy with that. Crusherbro takes the win in race 2 of the Formula Renaults and will be the championship leader going into Spa next week. McKinnon for you was about to come across the line into second. We're running into the final sector now. Been a great performance from McKinnon for you. Good consistency shown, not as quick of course as Crusherbro, but McKinnon for you having a great race himself. Great 2 races himself, and indeed in the racing roulette as well. Confused, really shown he could be, if he stays consistent, he could be a championship contender. Comes across the line in second. Good performance from McKinnon Few. Sinclair catching McKinnon Few very late on. He would have hoped the race was a bit further because he was eating into the ground of McKinnon Few. Sinclair across the line in third. Good result from him. Charlie in his best set of results in Project Cars. He comes across the line in fourth. He is going to be absolutely over the moon with that. Fantastic stuff. And he's going to be coming across the line in fifth. I think Alan Kay is just in behind out on the track as well. So Andy coming across the line in fifth. There'll be Mays coming across the line in sixth. Andy did drop Mays very late on in that race over the last few laps. Andy across the line in fifth. Mays in sixth. The Irishman Alan Kay is about to come across the line in seventh. And then Casper is going around slowly out on track. But he's not going to be home in time. But he will be counted up as point scorer, I do imagine, as well. But that is the end of the Formula Renault action here tonight. And Crusherbro has taken a hat-trick of victories. And let's see the final result here. Crusherbro takes the win, 34.6 seconds out on track. Easy win for Crusherbro. McKinnon Few in second, Sinclair in third, Charlie fourth, Andy in fifth, Mason sixth, Alan Kay in seventh, Casper counting as a DNF. 10 seconds worth of penalties, going around with three wheels, and Aguilera's retired from the race and is in 9th place. But that was a shame. It's a real shame that Aguilera did not finish on his debut there. But that is it for Formula Renaults here tonight. Join me next week for more Project Cars 2 action if you do want to whet your appetite even further. We do have Spa next week and the LMP2s for the Racing Roulette. And then for the Formula Renaults, we are going to be, of course, at Spa once again. Fantastic racing here, though, out on track. Do appreciate everyone turning up. Best attendance so far. Let's keep that up. Let's keep the standards up as well. And let's make sure the contact is limited, possibly even to nothing, next time around. Let's have clean and competitive racing throughout. We want that here in Project Cars. But from me, James Head 14, I bid you farewell until tomorrow, where I will be commentating on TTL F2 tomorrow night. And I cannot wait for TTL F2 tomorrow night because, of course, we are in France. We are at the Circuit Paul Ricard, and we're going to be there for TTL F2, so come and join me for that. Thank you very much for watching, though, and until next time,